Hello students, hope you all are good. So today we'll be discussing about the sexual reproduction in animals, right? Sexual reproduction. Now students, in order to understand sexual reproduction, we should know the meanings of some important terms like male sex, female sex, gametes, sperm, ova, fertilization, zygote and embryo, which are involved in sexual reproduction. Fine. See, first of all, we should know that what do we mean by the male and female sex. Fine. So see, a man is a male whereas a woman is female. So a man is said to have a male sex and a woman is said to have a female sex. Fine. This is what we know. Now talking about gamete, students. Fine. Now talking about the gamete, that is the sex cell, and talking about the female sex cell, then we have ovum. Right. And talking about the male, that is sperm. Fine. I hope this thing is clear, students, that the male gamete is sperm and female gamete is ova. Now students, we should know that what exactly do we mean by this term, that is gamete. Okay. So gamete is a sex cells. Fine. A haploid cell. It is a haploid cell. It may be egg, it may be sperm. Fine, depending upon, like, if it is a male, so obviously sperm would be there, and if a female, then egg. Okay, so it is one of the differentiated cells that is a product of meiosis. Now we all know this thing, that it is a product of meiosis only. Okay. Now students, the union of two gametes of the opposite sex, that is said to be fertilization. This thing we know now, and that results into the formation of a structure that is said to be zygote. So what exactly happens here? See, I would like to show it to you with the help of a diagram. So see, so this one we have is the male and this one we have is female. Right, students? Talking about the male gamete, we have sperm, and talking about the female gamete, we have an ovum. Right? Now what happens? This sperm fused up with this ovum. Fine. So as a result of this fusion, a zygote is formed. A zygote is formed, and this process is said to be fertilization. Process is said to be fertilization. So we can say that the fusion of male gamete, that is sperm, with the ovum, it's said to be fertilization, and this results into the formation of a structure that is known as zygote. Okay students, I hope this thing is clear to each one of you. Students, we should know that what exactly the structure of male gamete looks like. Fine. So you can see here, this is the male gamete, that is sperm. Fine. This is the human male sperm. So you can see here a human sperm, which is also known as male gamete. It is about 0.05 mm long. Fine. And you can see, students, that a sperm has a head. I would like to show it to you with different colors, distinct colors. Like we have head. Okay. We have a middle piece. So this is a middle piece, and then a tail. This one is a tail, you can see here. And remember, students, that a sperm is a single cell with a nucleus, okay, cytoplasm and cell membrane. Fine. And sperm cell is hundreds or even thousands of times. Remember this thing, 100 or thousands of times smaller than that of ovum. Fine. And one more thing, students, the sperms, they are motile, which can move independently with the help of the tails. Fine. And the nuclei of the sperm and ovum, they contain chromosomes which carry the genes. So this carries 23 chromosomes in it. Fine. So the important points that we have discussed, that what exactly is sperm, that is a male gamete, this thing we know. Fine. A sperm is having 3 different parts. What are those 3 different parts, students? We have head, we have middle piece, and last we have is a tail. Fine. So these are the different parts we are having, and a sperm cell is hundreds or even thousands times smaller than that of ovum. Fine, students. Now coming on to the next part, that is the ovum. Fine, that is the ovum. So you can see here, this is how ovum looks like. Fine, bache. So this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus. Then we have cytoplasm here. Cytoplasm. Then we have cell membrane also. Fine. So this becomes cell membrane. This becomes cell membrane. So we have nucleus, cytoplasm, cell membrane. Fine. And talking about in structure, so an ovum or egg is round and is about 0.15 mm in diameter. Remember this thing, bache. And the ovum or egg is also a single cell having a nucleus, cytoplasm and cell membrane. Fine. And one more important thing, bache, ovum or egg contains water and stored food. Fine. Remember this thing, it contains water. Talking about here ovum. So ovum contains water and stored food, H2O and stored food. Fine, this thing is very very important. So it contains both the things, H2O and stored food. Alright. And students, the important part of ovum or egg is its nucleus, because I have already told you this thing, that they contain chromosomes which carries the genes, which is the unit of inheritance. Fine. So this is what the structure of ovum looks like and the structure of sperm. I hope these two things are clear, students. Fine. Now we'll be discussing about the system, the reproductive systems. Now students, before going into detail of the reproductive systems, fine, we should know how sexual reproduction in animal takes place. Fine. So now listen to me very very carefully, students. It's very very important concept. See, this is ovum, this is an ovum, and this one is sperm. Fine. Now what happens? The male parent produces male gamete. The male parent produces male gamete. So this one becomes the male gamete. Fine, students, I hope I am clear. Now, the sperm is a small cell with a long tail, that is a flagellum, and this basically helps in giving the movement to the sperm. Fine. And talking about the female parent, so it produces female gamete or female sex cells, which is known as ova or ovum. Fine. Now, so this is the female gamete, fine, which is ovum, and this is sperm. I hope these two things are clear. Now students, what exactly happens? See, listen to this thing very carefully. Fine. Now, the sperm enters into the ovum. So this is ovum, this is an ovum. Fine. The sperm, there are millions of sperm, students. Fine, millions of sperm, but only one will enter inside the ovum. Fine, millions of sperms are there. So now, the sperm enters into the ovum and fuses with it to form a new cell, which is called zygote. Remember this thing, which is called zygote. Okay, so the fusion of male and female gamete results into the formation of a structure that is said to be zygote. Fine. So this happens during sexual intercourse. Fine. When the sperm during sexual intercourse or copulation, they travel from through the vagina, fine, into the female reproductive part, and they get fused up with this ovum which is present in the fallopian tube. Now students, what happens? Remember this thing, I am teaching you step by step. So the zygote is a fertilized ovum. Fine. Zygote is a fertilized ovum because it is fertilized now. And now what happens, bache? The zygote then divides again and again. So this zygote that has been formed here after this fusion, this is zygote. Fine. This zygote divides again and again to form a number of cells. Fine. It keeps on dividing. Fine. After division, basically all of which remains together, and ultimately zygote grows and develops a new baby. Fine, it develops into a new baby. So this is what exactly how does it looks like. Fine, you can see here. Let me just show it to you. See, this is how it looks like. Now students, the whole process of sexual reproduction in animals involves the formation of sperms and eggs. See, firstly the sperm will be forming eggs. They forms, how they forms, with the help of gametogenesis, that you will be studying in your higher classes. So once the sperm is formed in the male body and the egg is formed in female body, then what happens? I would like to write all these points for you, which are very very important, students. Let me just write down for you. See, I'll be writing all the points which are very very important from this part. Fine. Remember this thing, students, in examination lot of question comes from this part, so you have to listen to this concept very very carefully. Now what happens, students, as I've already told you, the first point becomes, first of all, what happens? The formation of sperms and egg. Fine, the formation of sperms and egg. I would like to zoom it for you. See, formation of, with orange color I'll be writing, formation of sperm and egg. So sperm in case of male body and egg in case of ovum in case of female body. Then comes second, that is bache, second is, see, second comes the joining together of sperm and egg. Fine. So joining together, fine, joining together of sperm and egg to form a zygote. Fine, this thing I have already explained to you. Moving on to the third point, which is also very important, the growth and development of zygote. Then comes growth and development of zygote. Fine, growth and development of zygote bache, to form what? To form a baby animal. Fine, to form a baby animal. You can just read down these things now, very very important. Fine, so these 3 points, they are the basic point that we have discussed about.